A video review of the Grand Hyatt Washington DC Hotel. I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, entertaining, and in this video I'm going to be showing you around this hotel. We'll take a look at the common areas of the hotel, the neighborhood the hotel is in, and the inside of one of the rooms, a 2-queen bed room up on the 11th floor. The Grand Hyatt Washington is a very large hotel in Washington DC. It has 897 guest rooms on 12 floors that are above ground. And then below ground, it has 5 basement levels with 42,000 square feet of meeting space. This is definitely a convention hotel. It's clear that that's what they make their money in. But it's also a great location if you're here for business or if you're here for pleasure, because it's very close to the White House. It's like 5 blocks to the White House. It's just a couple of blocks from the Gallery Place, Chinatown subway station, and also Chinatown District. It's right on top of the Metro Center subway station. So you can get to all of Washington, D.C.'s subway lines within just about a 3-minute walk of the hotel. So you can get anywhere from here without really having to transfer at all. And if you're in Washington, D.C. for the museums, the National Mall with the Smithsonian's is only a 10-minute walk away. The main entrance to the hotel is on 8th Street Northwest between 10th and 11th Streets. This entrance is where the valet drive is, and there's a nice rotating door that brings you inside. I will point out while we're here at the entrance that valet parking is $60 per day. If you choose to self-park in the garage, it's $42 per self-parking. As you come in through the rotating doors of the hotel, you enter into the big atrium lobby. From here, you can look up 12 floors. Conversely, if you're on the 12th floor, you can look down and see the lobby from there. And did I mention there's also 5 floors below this floor where all the convention stuff is. To the right of the lobby, there's some shops and restaurants. We'll take a look at those in a moment. Over to the left is the check-in area and the bell desk. At the far left corner that fronts H Street is one of the hotel's restaurants. It's kind of this neat multi-level restaurant. Over on the right side, there are 2 different gift shops. And there's also a Starbucks that has an entrance from the inside of the hotel as well as the outside of the hotel. Going down a floor to the first basement level, there's a FedEx office, so if you need to ship anything or you need to make any copies, you can do that here. There's a bunch of convention space on this floor. You go down one more floor, there's more convention space. You go down another floor, there's even more convention space. There's a lot of convention space. And then in kind of this weird middle floor between the convention floors, there's the fitness center, a recently remodeled fitness center, though because it's on basement level 4, no windows. And the 12th floor of the hotel is home to the Grand Club. This is the Hyatt's executive concierge lounge for elite Hyatt members, or if you've bought a rate that includes access to the club. They serve breakfast, afternoon snacks, evening hors d'oeuvres, and dessert here. I'll talk more about this in the review section. Now that we've seen everything around the hotel, let's check out the inside of one of the rooms. This is room 1170, a 2-queen bed room on the 11th floor. So as we come into the room, we'll take a look at the little view out the window in a second, but you can see there's 2 queen beds. It's got these kind of neat illuminated headboards in the back. Nice kind of dark, moody theme to the room. Over here on the right, there's a glass desk with a little leather chair at it, flat panel television, dresser, chair back over here in the corner for sitting or reading. As we take a look at the view out here, you can see, it's DC, so most hotels don't have really great views, but you're looking out there, and there's this little old Webster School down here, and there's some more buildings just off on the side. So looking back into the room, there's that dresser over here, which has about 6 drawers in it. All these drawers empty, just for you to put your stuff in. There's that desk again. It's in Washington, D.C., so they've got some nice art about kind of the columns there, looking at the Capitol building. It does have all the ports that you'd ever want to plug anything into next to the television. And here, next to that desk, there's the in-room coffee machine, coffee mugs. Down here, we've got a refrigerator, though it says it's a cooler, meaning the temperature is 45 degrees Fahrenheit, which has 2 bottles of water in it, complimentary for elite members, 2 bottles. And there's a closet in here. It's got a robe, some hangers. You can see the little floor plan for the rooms. This is 1170. It's on the outside. And then there's also these inner-facing rooms that face the lobby atrium. There's a mirror right here, so you can see yourself right by the door. And then the final part of the room is the bathroom. It's got a sink, place for some towels, couple lights there. It's got another mirror with some shelves, which is over the toilet right there. And then this room has a bathtub and a fixed head shower. And the soaps in the room, they are these June Jacobs Spa Collection, green tea and cucumber variety. Now that we've seen everything around the hotel and the inside of one of the rooms, let's do a room review. For those of you who watch our room reviews regularly, you'll know we rate things on a scale of 1 to 5 Tophers. And this hotel is going to get 3.5 Tophers. So first we'll talk about the pros, and then we'll talk about the cons of why this hotel got 3.5 Tophers. First, the pros. I mentioned this hotel is centrally located in Washington, DC. Actually, it's right across from that City Center DC complex, the name that says this is the city center. It's pretty much the center of everything. It doesn't get more centrally located than this. You can pretty much walk to most everything that you need to that's in DC, whether it's for business or whether it's for pleasure. And if you can't walk to it, well then you're in like 5-minute walking distance to every single subway line that is in DC. So that location is the best thing about this hotel. Also, the hotel had a recent refresh, so things like the beds and the sheets and all that stuff are pretty nice. The room was cold, the air conditioning worked well. By the way, I like that. And I was actually surprised, for being a city center hotel, I didn't hear too much outside noise. I mean, I could hear sirens and those sorts of things, but it wasn't enough to really keep me awake at night. So I slept very well in the room, and the location was great. The third pro, the Grand Club, the lounge that's up on the 12th floor. As a Hyatt Elite member, I redeemed one of my club upgrades for access to the lounge, and the breakfast, the evening appetizers and the desserts are really good, particularly the breakfast. It was a high quality breakfast. They'd have like special items like frittatas and quiche, salmon, lots of different pastries, so pretty good breakfast, and also a nice atmosphere for the lounge. It was well attended. There were always like 2 staff members on duty, so the food was always kept updated, and just a really nice atmosphere up there. Although it is a small lounge, I never found it to be too busy. Evening dessert time, they would usually have a couple different options out there, which were pretty tasty as well. If you're not a Hyatt Elite member, you could book a rate that also includes access to the lounge. And in a pinch, if you don't have lounge access, maybe you don't want to pay for breakfast in the restaurant downstairs, well hey, there's that Starbucks that's directly connected to the lobby, a good place to get a quick, inexpensive breakfast. So now on to the cons. Even though the hotel was recently renovated, it seems like they didn't pay attention to a lot of different things. Like, a lot of little things are really showing their age, and frankly showing a lack of care. For example, the soap holder in the bathroom, really worn and run down. In the room, the thing that holds the coffee also has worn edges. In the bathroom, the shower curtain was missing some curtain hooks. Also in the hallway, the doors were scratched, the walls were scratched. So there's just a lot of things that, while again there was a big remodel, the hotel still feels tired because all of these little things haven't yet been updated. The staff at the front desk, not the best. Originally, the keys I was given didn't give me access to the lounge. The front desk person didn't notice that I had used the lounge upgrade, so I had to get additional keys and remind that front desk person that, hey, can you make me those keys that access the club lounge? Parking, valet parking, $60. That's really expensive. I guess it is Central DC. That's what you pay around here. I just want to call that out, though, as something really expensive. And finally, the hotel, being this kind of 897 huge convention hotel, feels kind of soulless. You know, I usually like big hotels, but there's something about the atrium, the whiteness, the starkness of it that just feels like it has no flavor at all. Like, when I walk into this hotel, I don't come back and be like, oh, I'm so glad to be here. And I think maybe it's contributed to the fact that the hotel's connected to the subway and people walk through the lobby that are leaving the subway to go into DC, makes it feel just a little bit more transient and not that homey. So everybody always asks about the price. So price on TripAdvisor, they say that the price range for a standard room at this hotel is between $160 and $600. Now, I have seen it at both ends of that range, and I will say for $500 or $600, this hotel is crazy. If you can get it for $200 or less, then I think it's a pretty good value to have such a central location. Just expect a few of those tired things, but those tired things don't substantially affect, I would say, the quality of the stay. So, of course, the real question at the end of all of these is, would I stay here again? If I could find room rates that were under $200, I think I would stay here again because it is a really good location. I really liked the lounge, and those little things that I talked about, the fact that my soap dish was worn, didn't really substantially affect the quality of my stay, just affected my visual perspective of the hotel. If it was more than $200, then I think I'd probably be paying too much for this hotel. Well, hey, if you're coming to Washington, D.C., you might enjoy watching some of my other videos on Washington, D.C. travel tips, or a view of the Park Hyatt, and also the Hyatt Place right near the White House. Well, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in one of these videos.